Welcome back to another episode of Making Modpack. Last episode we looked at getting into creative building with mods and setting up your NEI, and now we're going to take our first look at WorldEdit to do things that would take a lot of time even with creative. Now the first thing you want to do is set a / command, which there are some of the commands for WorldEdit are / and some of them are just regular /, which is confusing, and I don't know why they do that. The first thing you want to do is / wand. This is for selection. You can also do it with / position, which I'll show later. The basic way to select things is you can select squares with 2 positions, basically a cube. So as you see, once you do / wand, it says left click, select position 1, right click, select position 2. You can left click, see that it tries to destroy it, but it moves it right back, and then you can go over here and select your second position, and between those it'll make a 3-dimensional cube with those being that the top corner and that being the bottom corner. However, if you moved it up, it would be the top corner. It just uses those two. And the most basic thing you can do is / set and then a ID of a block. Let's say stone is 1, and it fills it all with stone. If you wanted to say remove everything in that selection, you can just do set 0, which is error. You can also do set and then Minecraft stone and then Minecraft air something. I don't know. I just do 0. You can also do that with mod things, but mods have a lot of different things, so I just usually look up the ID of the block, and it'll complain, but it'll do it anyways. Another NEI thing is if you set it to noon, and you right click these, it'll always be noon. You'll just want to make sure you turn that off before you submit your mod pack. Just a nice building thing, so you don't have to constantly be turning it to night or even building in the night. So yeah, you can put modded blocks here too. Like if you look up chisel and you want everything to be, let's say, large hex plating 2311. So it's set 2311. And there you go. And if you want to undo something, it's just / undo. And if you accidentally undo something and you want to redo it, redo. Now this will go back about 10 actions, maybe 12, I'm not sure. So you can't just keep undoing things, which is important to note when we get into brushes. So undo. So that's pretty useful. You can also select the second way to do positions is you can come over here and do / position 1. It'll set the position exactly at your feet, which is right there. And if you come over here and you go up blocks and you do / position 2, it'll do it exactly where your feet were, which is right there. And now you can do set whatever. You can do fluids. I just picked a random number right there. So yeah, so then you can make giant squares of stuff, which sometimes is useful and sometimes it's not. Something more useful are brushes. Now you want to get an item, I usually use like a stick, an item that isn't a block and you can't place it, and then have that in your hand when you're doing brushes. Now I'm pretty sure this is /brush. Okay, this is one that's not a double / command. It kind of frustrates me. You have basically the basic brush I'll be showing off is a sphere brush, sphere, pattern, which is the block, and then the radius. So if you do 1, 1, and then you right click anywhere, you can actually right click up in the sky and do it way up there, where you can either hold down right click or you can just do right click and it'll only make a sphere of whatever materials. However, note that every time you make something and you try to do /undo, It only does the last previous one. So if you hold down right click and you do like a bunch of stuff and you're like, oh, I can just undo it. Note that every time it places the sphere, even though you're holding down right click, you won't be able to undo all that, which is unfortunate. So try not to mess up your world. We can go and we can increase the brush size, which is the last number, to even like 5. And normally the maximum brush size is 6, which I don't think I would use the sphere brush size more than 6 with just something, but you can, since we edited the configs, we can go all the way up to 20 and make huge spheres. And then you can go ahead, if you want to make it so you're deleting things, you just have the block as 0, and then set the radius. And then you can mine down, you can actually make caves like this. However, it does look a little wonky. You can see how there's like a pattern that's forming in the cave. And it'll actually go through the bedrock. So you might want to have to watch out for that if you're digging down. And of course, if you want to get rid of that pattern, there is a smooth brush. However, it is slightly not fun to use. Brush, smooth, and then it's like 2 components. And you can right click on things. The bigger numbers you put in there, the bigger area it'll select. And you can just right click and it'll try to smooth areas. However, it'll most of the time do that kind of thing. You can only use it in very select situations. Like if you try to do something where it's like a wall going up, it usually doesn't like to do very well like this. However, I guess it does mess up that pattern, but still you'll get a lot of times where you have like a corner and there'll be floating blocks around. I guess you can do it all the way up to 20 and 20. Go crazy. Do crazy things. I find it more useful to do it like on the sides of things like this, so you can actually smooth that out. If you decided to build like a cave entrance and it wasn't very smooth around, you could do that. And here I'm just flattening this out, just smoothing everything down. Ooh, let's go over to that village. See what happens to them. And it looks like their village is gone. No more. Yeah, so that's a lot of fun. Another thing I didn't mention was that you can copy selections, and there's not really anything that interesting over here to copy. Let's go over here. Let's go over here to this village, actually, and let's get our wand, / wand, and we'll have to dig down a little bit. We'll left click, go up here. Another thing I forgot to mention is that angel blocks are very useful, especially in building sky blocks. And we'll go over to this corner of the village, and we'll right click, and we're gonna go and stand just about mid-level away from it and do / copy, and this will copy the entire selection. Now you can go, let's say you want to put the village on top of a mountain, and note that it will be in the same orientation. It won't be in the same orientation per se about direction. Like notice how when I was over there it was this direction in front of me. If I try to paste it this way, it'll be over there. But it'll be at the same distance away from me, if that makes any sense. So you just do / paste and wait a little bit, especially if the selection's fairly large, it'll take some time. And there you go. However, you'll notice that the air blocks take up space, and if you want to paste it without the air, you can do paste minus A. This isn't a great example because it'll start like getting in the way of stuff, but it blends it in. Then you can probably get like your stick with your smooth brush and smooth it in. Of course I have that huge selection of it, but it kind of works a little bit. Not really. And oh yeah, you have to watch out for copying the angel block. You'll want to right click the angel block with the selection and then destroy it before copying it. Another thing you can do with selections is you can rotate them. You can go in here, rotate. It's not how you spell rotate at all. And you have x-axis, y-axis, z-axis. So you can just test it out and then paste it. And for some reason it didn't paste, I don't think. But, oh, it just took some time. And as you see, it rotated it 90 degrees that way. And then it actually isn't in front of me that much. We can go ahead and we can rotate it 0, 90, 0. And then paste it. Probably take some time. And as you can see, now it is on its side. Yeah, it's on its side. So if you want to make your whole map a village that's on its side, yeah, I guess. This is actually good for what I want to do next. However, I'll want to get a sponge and clean up this water. And probably that lava. Even though that sponge doesn't seem to work on lava. Not sure why. Actually, it doesn't seem to work at all. I think I have to have the open block sponge, which I don't have on here. But okay. I'll just have to copy something else. There is another way to use brushes, and that is with the clipboard. So let's go ahead and I'll do it with this house actually. Let's get our wand. I'll show you what I mean about breaking the angel block. That's not even my wand tool. Okay, here we go. Left click. Okay, I guess it doesn't like to work with that. Left click that. Right click that, and then you want to destroy them because you already have the position selected. And then you can go ahead and you can just copy it. Again, / paste. I'm going to do a rotate 0, 180 and then paste it again. And now it should be upside down. Notice that it rotates around me, so it's right there and it actually rotates down instead of staying in one spot and rotating. Now with our one stick that we have, we're going to do a brush sphere like we've normally did, but this time we're going to do #clipboard and then do the radius of like 5 just to show how it's working at first. So you right click and you notice that you're building houses and you're building a lot of houses. For some reason they're not upside down, which is sad. You might have to rotate it and then copy it again. But you can build houses on houses on houses with this. Of course, if we bring this all the way up to 20, you can build houses everywhere. And of course they're all like stacked on top of each other. So if you wanted to say like just keep clicking and make houses on the floor, you can actually do like the cylinder brush, which I haven't shown off yet. Brush cylinder. If I know how to spell cylinder. Cylinder clipboard. Let's see. I still can't spell cylinder right, that's why. 2x1. Let's see, it's gonna put it like down in the ground. It's unfortunate. We can do 5x1. It's like uncovering ruins. So here you can do it more like around. You can do 3x20 or 20x3. And there you go. Now it's somewhat more level houses. You could build like 1,000,000 houses like this. So yeah, that's pretty much the basic functions. You can also export schematic. So like we have our house saved in our clipboard, and you can just go and skim save house. So if we go ahead and we copy something else, like with our wand, copy it, and we're like, oh, I really want that other selection, that house that I copied earlier, or something that you built. You can do skim load house. And if you don't know your schematics, you can just do skim list, and it will show you all your schematics, which will be in your config folder, and you can export and use. But normally they don't work with other worlds because it saves it as their ID and not their UUID, which is unfortunate. So that's just a basic tutorial on WorldEdit.